The movie begins with Vasily as a child learning to hunt with his grandfather. Later, as a young man, he takes a train with other soldiers heading to Stalingrad to face the Nazi army in the middle of World War II. At that time, the Nazi Empire had reached its peak and Hitler's forces had advanced deep into the Soviet Union on their way to capture the oil fields in Asia. But only one obstacle stood in their path: the city of Stalingrad, the place on which the fate of the world depended. When the Russian soldiers see the massive destruction in the city, they are filled with fear, and the commanders force them to get off the train. As they cross the river in boats, Nazi planes attack and shells rain down on them, killing many. The terrified soldiers try to jump into the water to escape, but their commanders execute them for cowardice and betrayal. When the rest of the soldiers arrive at the front line, completely destroyed by the war, a harsh scene begins. Every two soldiers share one weapon. One carries the rifle, while the other follows behind with the ammunition, waiting for his comrade to fall so he can take the gun. Vasily, unfortunately, doesn't receive a weapon. When the attack starts, the Russian soldiers are massacred within moments by the superior Nazi forces. The defeat pushes some to retreat, but the commander's orders are clear. Retreat means death, either by the bullets of their own comrades or by the Germans. In other words, death is certain. In the middle of the chaos, a car explodes in the middle of the battlefield, and the soldiers get the chance to escape and hide from the German soldiers.
In the middle of this hell, Vasily survives and meets the political officer Danilov, who tries to shoot the Germans but fails, so he hands his weapon to Vasily. Using his skills as a sniper, Vasily takes advantage of the sounds of the explosions to cover his shots and kills a group of German soldiers. Danilov is impressed by his talent and decides to make him a symbol of hope in Stalingrad. Stalin's envoy, Nikita, arrives in the city. At the same time, civilians try to escape from Stalingrad, but the soldiers stop them, insisting that abandoning the city is not an option. After a series of defeats against the German army, Nikita forces one of the Russian commanders to commit suicide as punishment for his failure. He then addresses the soldiers and political officers, explaining that Stalingrad is not just a city, but a symbol that carries the leader's name. If the Germans take it, the entire Soviet Union will collapse. For this reason, he asks for suggestions to raise the soldiers' morale and push them to fight bravely instead of giving in to fear. Officer Danilov steps in with a suggestion to give the soldiers hope by creating an inspiring figure, a hero they can follow and believe in. He puts forward the name of Vasily Zaitsev as that hero sniper. Vasily is promoted to the role and begins a series of victories by killing several German officers. Vasily and Danilov meet Tanya, and you can guess what happens when a woman comes between two men. On the other side, the Germans send the legendary sniper Major Koenig, one of their most dangerous sharpshooters, to Stalingrad to face Vasily personally. When the German general asks him about his plan, Koenig replies that he will make Vasily fall into his trap by himself. And so, the deadly hunting game between the two snipers begins. In one of the encounters, Vasily manages to kill a German sniper and leaves a soldier to cover him while he checks the body. But it turns out to be a trick set by Koenig. The covering soldier is killed, and Vasily realizes that he had only shot a dummy and walked straight into a trap. The real fight between them begins. During an air raid, German planes bomb the area heavily. Terrified, Vasily's comrade ignores his warning to stay down and tries to escape, only to be shot dead by Koenig. As Vasily's life is on the edge, the battlefield fills with dust and smoke from the bombing, giving him the chance to escape from the German sniper. While the German sniper Koenig was studying his enemy, the Soviet boy Sasha, who worked cleaning the boots of the German soldiers, appears. Through him, Koenig learns about Sasha's connection with Vasily. Another sniper, Kulikov, who was Koenig's student before the war and knows his methods well, arrives to help Vasily defeat him. The chase between Vasily and Koenig intensifies once again. This time, Vasily tries to lure Koenig into a trap by killing a German repair worker. Later, Vasily's comrade Volodya goes to bring soup for him and Kulikov, but the German army captures him. Koenig interrogates Volodya to know Vasily's position, but he refuses to cooperate. So Koenig disguises him as a repair worker and uses him as bait. Kulikov mistakenly shoots Volodya, which exposes their hiding place. While Kulikov attempted to jump from a building, Koenig shoots him dead.
Vasily begins to lose confidence in himself. When he arrives at the camp, he speaks to Danilov, telling him that he won't be able to defeat the German sniper. Danilov reassures him, saying that he has found a way to track Koenig's movements through someone close to him who is feeding them information, and that next time they will surely defeat him. Meanwhile, Koenig gives chocolate to Sasha in order to learn Vasily's location. Sasha tells him the spot from which Vasily usually leaves the camp, so Koenig goes there to lie in wait, ready to hunt him down. At the same time, Vasily receives information revealing Koenig's location. While Koenig waits for Vasily to come out so he can kill him, he hears a noise from the other side and changes his hiding place. As Vasily and his comrade move, Koenig shoots and wounds the comrade, forcing Vasily to hide immediately. The wounded soldier, Sergei, returns to the base due to his injury, leaving Vasily alone. Vasily tries to retrieve his rifle, but Koenig cuts the rope. When planes bomb the area, shattered glass falls, allowing Koenig to spot Vasily through it. Meanwhile, Tanya sees that Vasily's comrade is injured and rushes to help him right away. When Tanya arrives, Vasily explains to her where the German sniper is hiding and tells her to look for a piece of glass. While Koenig can see Vasily through the glass, Vasily is also able to see him. Tanya then places a piece of glass to block Koenig's view. At that moment, Vasily rushes to grab his rifle and fires at Koenig. Later, when Koenig meets Sasha, he asks him to talk about Vasily so he can learn more about him. Meanwhile, Vasily and Tanya talk about their future after the war. It is then revealed that Sasha had been working with Danilov all along, using him to set a trap for Koenig, the German sniper. Vasily goes to Danilov and asks him to stop writing about him in the newspapers, saying that he is not as skilled as the German sniper and that he will find him and kill him. Danilov then brings Sasha, who tells Vasily that Koenig's boots were covered in yellow dust that could only be found in one place, behind the chemical factory. Sasha guides Vasily to the spot, and Vasily hides among the corpses, waiting to ambush Koenig. When Koenig arrives at his hideout, Vasily is already there waiting for him. However, Vasily falls asleep at the same time, creating suspense. Just then, a fierce battle erupts between the two armies, with Vasily caught in the middle of the chaos. As a Russian soldier searches the corpses and collects their personal belongings, Koenig notices the reflection of Vasily's sniper scope. Just as Koenig prepares to shoot him, the Russian soldier approaches Vasily, searches him, and unintentionally forces him to change position. A German soldier then opens fire, pinning the Russian down. When they take the soldier to the camp, they find Vasily's identification papers on him and assume that Vasily is dead. The general speaks with Koenig, telling him that Vasily has been killed, that his mission here is finished, and that he will return to Berlin the next day. The German army then broadcasts the news of Vasily's death in an attempt to lower the morale of the Soviet troops. Sasha cries when he hears about Vasily's supposed death, but Koenig tells him that Vasily isn't dead yet because he hasn't killed him himself. Major Koenig then reveals to Sasha Vasily's new hiding place, telling him that he is the only one who knows about it and must not share it with anyone. Meanwhile, Vasily goes to Danilov and admits that he had been asleep and missed his chance to take out Koenig. When Vasily asks about Tanya, Sasha tells him that he informed her that Vasily was still alive and also revealed Koenig's location. Vasily heads there, while Danilov, realizing that Vasily and Tanya are romantically involved, he betrays his friend by writing a letter to the military authorities, accusing Vasily of exploiting certain incidents in order to escape military duty. Koenig captures Sasha and hangs him. When Tanya discovers Sasha's body hanging, she is consumed with grief and seeks revenge against the German sniper, but Vasily stops her from going after him. Instead, Tanya goes to Danilov, asking for help to get Filipov, Sasha's mother, out of the city. While trying to convince her to leave, Danilov tells her that the city is doomed to fall, but she refuses, declaring that it is her homeland and she will not abandon it. He also tells her that Sasha was a traitor who collaborated with the Germans. When they attempt to evacuate Filipov by boat, a shell explodes nearby, wounding Tanya. The doctor examines her and says she will not survive. Begging the doctor to be placed on the boat, Tanya prepares to leave, while Filipov writes a farewell letter to Sasha. Meanwhile, Danilov confesses to Vasily, apologizing and telling him that Tanya has died. Determined to make amends, Danilov sacrifices himself, deliberately exposing his position to reveal Koenig's location. When Koenig moves in to confirm the kill, he finds Vasily waiting for him. Vasily takes the shot and kills Koenig. 2 months later, the war ends with the Soviet Union's victory. In the final moments, we learn that Tanya is still alive and Vasily goes to reunite with her. See you in the next movie.